Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 29 of the NordCast. It is Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. It's almost June 22nd for me. But anyways, I'm joined here with Carter. How we doing?
We're doing pretty solid. I'm officially done high school.
Yeah, round of applause for Carter.
Yeah, I
Finally
don't
done.
think I failed, but
Moving,
we don't know that for sure.
moving on to bigger and better things in college, I hope, right? You going to
Uh,
college?
Technically, yeah.
Maybe if
It's
you
like
fail too much, maybe you aren't. I don't know. We'll find out.
I
And he's
pound.
back. He's back today. It's Jack Polko. How we doing? It's his first episode in I think 3 or 4 episodes. It's been a while.
It's
How we
probably
doing?
it's probably been a month, but yeah, good to be back, doing good.
Yeah, good to hear it. And the season's over. That does it. Like the 2022-23 season has come to a close. The Vegas Golden Knights have won the Stanley Cup. Congratulations to them. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to everyone who listened and watched all of our podcasts this season. We went through 28 episodes. The three of us are very grateful to have brought on some amazing guests. And this is just the beginning. We're going to keep on going with this. The fact that we got done 28 episodes in a full season, I think, is very solid as well. So, yeah. Overall, Vegas winning the Cup. Is it deserved? Do you like it? What do we think?
I mean, I guess it's deserved. I'm not the biggest fan of Vegas, for me personally, but I think it was deserved. I mean, they were just consistent throughout the playoffs, and then Stanley Cup final. I want to say they were pretty much dominant. Panthers only took one game from them, and then other than that, I mean, Vegas was just the much better team in the Stanley Cup final.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
that game 3 was literally like a 50-50 shot game.
Yeah.
That game could have gone to Vegas either way, but it wouldn't really have mattered. Vegas still would have won regardless. They seemed to be the better team. Honestly, it felt like Florida just ran out of gas. It just felt like Florida, towards the end there, you could tell their guys were hurt. They were playing on injuries. Kachuk didn't even play in Game 5,
And barely played in Game 4.
Yeah, barely played in Game 4 as well. So really, they were just done for, and Vegas kind of just took advantage of that and took it home. But nonetheless, I think Vegas had a really good playoff run. There's a lot of haters out there towards Vegas. I wouldn't say that I'm one of them, but I'm not a big fan of them winning it. I would have rathered Florida or even Dallas or Carolina, to be honest, mainly because they haven't been around that long. And it just doesn't seem fair for them to be this good so often. And then they cheat the cap, which honestly, on some level, I get why people are mad about that. But I think people need to stop crying about it too, because if their team had done it, then they wouldn't have cared. Definitely not. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I know Carter was not very happy at all about the Knights winning the Cup. So you want to explain why, Carter?
I guess I can. Pretty much, I don't know. As nice as it is for a Southern market to kind of win the Stanley Cup and everything like that, especially a new franchise like Vegas, I don't like it. Mainly because, honestly, listen, their front office, I think, is great, but also crappy. I think they're great with how they're able to build a championship roster, right away. But I also think they're shitty because they don't treat their players with much respect. You look at Marc-Andre Fleury. When that guy got dealt out, there was no respect for that at all, for everything he gave them. And so kind of like that. But I mean, it also kind of sucks because especially for me in Nordic, Jack, you can't really say anything because your team was good 10 years ago. But me and Nordic, we've been through so many uneventful years of just trash, and to see a team win it in 6 seasons kind of hurts. But yeah, and it's especially annoying considering I had them losing in the first round. But I digress.
No. You want to know where I had them finishing in the regular season?
Out
7th.
Yeah,
7th in the Pacific Division.
Yeah, I think I had them pretty low too.
That went amazing for me, didn't it?
The 1 year we think they don't have a championship contending roster, they win the shit.
It was
So
only
It
because
wasn't
like
that different from last year.
no, I remember why. It was only because like I was like overlooped because I thought that trading Pacioretty away and trading all the guys they did away, that's going to affect them. They're not going to be good. And Robin Leonard was hurt too, and I'm like, oh no, Robin Leonard, him being hurt, like it didn't matter. They were still a really good team, and it showed that like that last season where they missed the playoffs, they were just depleted with injuries. If they had
Yeah.
a fully healthy team, they're making the playoffs, and they could honestly go far in the playoffs. But yeah, it's just kind of annoying to see them go far every single year. It's not that I hate them, but like I'd rather see other teams get a better shot. Like they have been in the conference finals 4 out of the 6 years I've been a hockey fan. So they have and Stanley Cup Finals 2 out of the 6. So it just plays a factor in why it just really was not an enjoyable Cup Finals for me. And there's plenty of reasons to that. Not just because Vegas was in it, but because of how horribly the NHL marketed it. It was absolutely terribly marketed. I did some research with this. You look at last year's Stanley Cup Finals. You had Avalanche versus Lightning, a pretty exciting matchup, honestly. I like that. I liked last year's Cup Final, and even like the final before with Montreal and Tampa Bay. I still like that as well. But last year they had the games like every other day. Like you would have a game on June 22nd, game on June 24th, game on June 26th. With the NHL, it was like a four days apart from each game. Like it took like 2 weeks for the finals to finish. It was absolutely ridiculous the way they spread it out. I know they had to factor it in with the NBA finals and that, but they spread it out so much that like honestly I kind of forgot hockey was even going on for a little bit. And I even saw some people saying, "Oh, it just doesn't make me feel as invested in it as I have been in other seasons." And that's pretty annoying. Like, and the weird thing was that the marketing, like the TV numbers were apparently up higher, but I think that was only because there were two franchises that hadn't won a Stanley Cup. But that also played another factor because it's two Southern fan bases, and they, of course, aren't as big of markets. It just really was overall not a fun Cup final. It's probably my least favorite of them all. You guys have any thoughts on that? I hated it.
yeah, like I don't know. I do agree with you. It was really weird, but like it was like NBA, NH, like NBA on Monday, NHL on Tuesday, NBA, NHL, and then sometimes you'd get like a Friday game of like NBA, and then they take like 3 days off. Like they take the Saturday, like because the NHL, if they didn't play on Friday, they take the Friday, they take the Saturday, they take the Sunday off, and then it's back to hockey on Friday. So there was a 3 day break in between there, which I do understand, like because but I don't know why you wouldn't play it on a Saturday. Like one of the biggest things is Saturday hockey. Is almost every team will play on a Saturday, so I don't know why they weren't kind of utilizing the Saturday games or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just think I don't know what it's been, but recently I haven't liked these Cup finals as much. It just seems like there's just not as much excitement to it because I feel like every person wants to see a series go to 7 games. But lately it's just been dominance in 3 games, and then maybe they'll squeak out 1 game here or there, and maybe it goes to 5 or 6. But the Cup finals have just seemed like, at least of late, it's just seemed like overpowered on one end, and the losing team squeaks 1 game. So I don't know. I don't know.
You want to know why I think it's not as exciting anymore? No more NBC. I really enjoyed NBC. I liked NBC. I love watching the old games back in 2019, even like back to 2015 when I wasn't a hockey fan, when Chicago was doing all the good things they were doing. Like just the vibe of NBC and Doc Emmerich and all that was awesome. But now with ESPN,
Once Doc Emmerich retired, it all went downhill.
yeah, I agree with you. Like once Doc retired, it just seemed hockey didn't really seem the same anymore, which sucks. But I mean, it happens. It's life where you go through it. But like, it just seems weirder now with ESPN and TNT. Don't get me wrong, I love TNT, and I've expressed how much I hate ESPN on here. But TNT, I think, was a really good marketed. They marketed it well. It was actually entertaining. They brought on some pretty interesting people. But NBC is just the nostalgia is just way better, and it might be because we were younger back then, but honestly, now it just feels a lot different. So, yeah. You guys got anything else in the Stanley Cup, Stanley Cup Finals, playoffs, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think being in South Florida is the greatest opportunity to market, but you still got to sell those games out. I don't even think Florida was selling them out. So
They were. I mean, hey, girls hockey in
oh,
Florida.
they were. Okay.
Yeah, at least a little bit of girls hockey in Florida. Seeing the
Yeah.
team go that far instead of the Panthers being in just mediocrity for like 10 years straight. It's definitely good for the game, but it just didn't. It was just not enjoyable for me. Hopefully next year will be, but I digress.
One thing that was crazy was the fact that everyone was like, "Oh, like last year's trade. Like this looks like such a bad trade for. Well, it still does look like a bad trade. How like Florida shipped away their first rounder in this year, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is going to be like a mid-round pick," and then they turned it into like the second last pick of the first round, which I find pretty funny because Montreal fans are probably like, "Oh, we're going to get 2 top 15, 20 players or something like that," and now they end up getting a late pick in the draft. But
yeah, Montreal can thank Chicago for that. It's the domino effect. Had Pittsburgh beaten Chicago, then they would have made the playoffs over Florida. It's so interesting when I think about that. It's a whole domino effect. Like, Chicago beats Pittsburgh, Florida makes the finals. It's absolutely insane to think. So
yeah.
But we're gonna go back to episode number 4 where we gave our standings predictions. We don't have them fully, but I'm gonna let Carter go first, then Jack will go first, and then I'll give mine.
Yeah, I don't have mine. I couldn't find mine.
You don't have yours? All right, we'll just let Carter and I go. Ours were probably too bad to remember, honestly.
I don't even want to. I don't want to know mine.
All right.
If we record before next Monday, I might bring them up again.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so
I'll do mine next episode.
Should we just go by division, Nord?
Yeah, we can just go by division. Doesn't matter.
All right. So I'll start with my Atlantic division. So I had Tampa at 1, Toronto at 2, Detroit at 3, and Boston at 4.
Yeah, that went awesome for you. No Detroit. Florida was not in there. Yeah, that's brutal.
And I had Boston at 4, and yet they were the best regular season team of all time.
Yeah, but
nobody really saw that coming.
They lost in the first round, though. Nobody saw that coming. I agree. I had Boston in the same spot, I think. Metro?
I don't know. I don't have yours.
Oh, you want me to get mine? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me look at my thing here. I believe I had Toronto first, Florida second, or not Florida, Tampa Bay second. I think I had Buffalo third. I think I had Buffalo making the playoffs this year. Then
Did
I had
you?
Boston
I don't remember
fourth,
that.
Boston fourth, and then Florida fifth, I think, and then Detroit sixth. Yeah, I think that's what I had. I can't exactly remember. Metro, go.
I have no idea, but all right.
I'm blanking. Guys, I fell asleep before we recorded, so I couldn't go listen to back to the podcast. I will when we next episode. Okay, just go with your Metro.
Okay. In the Metro, I had Carolina at 1. Solid. So hey, I'm 1 for 1. I had the Rangers at 2. I had the Penguins at 3, and the Senators at 4.
Senators?
Yeah, I was high on the Senators in case you.
Wild card spot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had Carolina first. I had the Devils 7th, I think. I had Carolina first, Rangers second, Pittsburgh third, Islanders 4th. Then I had Capitals 5th, Flyers 6th, Devils 7th, and Columbus I think I had 8th. Because I had Philly 8th. Never mind. Swap Columbus and Philly. I had Columbus 6th. I remember because I was shitting on Philadelphia, saying they were going to be the worst team in the league, but they weren't. Western Conference Central.
Okay. I had Colorado at 1, Minnesota at 2, St. Louis at 3, and Nashville at 4. Sorry.
I had Dallas 1. Remember, I was like meat ratting Dallas before the season started. Colorado 2nd, Minnesota third. I think I had St. Louis fourth, I believe, and then I had Nashville fifth. Winnipeg, I think I had sixth because I said they missed the playoffs. Then I had Arizona seventh and Chicago eighth, which I was actually it's probably the best division. I actually did pretty well.
Yeah, that was good.
Pacific,
except for the Jets making it, but whatever.
well, yeah, the Jets. Well, they might as well not have made it because they got bounced by the Knights.
Hey, we won one game, all right? Technically, I want to bring this up. We were the only team to have a lead on Vegas at any point in this playoffs. All right? We were the chosen ones.
Oh, I wanted to say this. I bought a Vander Kane. You know, like that T-shirt that says "Sometimes when you fuck around, you just gotta find out." I bought that jersey. All right,
oh, that's good.
That's
I'm
nice.
gonna wear that next podcast. It's actually gonna be so clean.
That's sick.
Yeah. What do we have next? I don't know why.
Right.
Dang, Vegas made me think of that.
Oh, hold on. So sorry. For the Pacific, I only have my top three. I actually had Dallas 4 and Nashville 5 because I had it set for like the playoff seeding thing. I don't know why, but I did. So sorry. But I had Edmonton 1, Calgary 2, and LA 3.
I believe I had San Jose 8th. I know I had Vegas 7th. I think I had Seattle 6th, Anaheim 5th, Vancouver 4th, Calgary 3rd. What was the other team? LA 2nd and Edmonton 1st. That was mine. Mine wasn't too terrible, apart from Vegas being 7th.
Except for the fact that you had Anaheim at 5
and Vegas at 7th.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just I think if you flip flop those, it would have been a little bit better.
Jack, do you have a playoff bracket?
I don't have my playoff bracket. I think I could name like some of the teams. I couldn't name matchups though.
Jack, I think you should know like who made like a really like good cup run and like won the Stanley Cup in your like opinion like before the start.
What are you talking about?
You had Boston winning the cup, I think, Jack.
No, yeah, I had Boston winning the cup.
Like the Jets.
Once the playoffs were set, I had Boston.
Yeah, once the playoffs were set. But like, if we were to go back to like the early days, right, of like the podcast and everything, like who would you say was like your number one?
Oh, who did you have winning the cup?
I honestly forgot, boys. I don't know.
He's blanking. It's okay. I had them in the cup final, anyways. So
yeah. You guys.
Everybody knows what I had.
I had them go. I had them finishing like I had them at least making the playoffs. I think like there's no. Yeah. I was like, there's no way you think they'd be that good out of the gate, and they definitely weren't.
I was so confident.
That did not end well for you. That did not end well for either of you. But I believe Jack had Boston winning the cup when it started. Carter had the Jets. But who was your other one? Did you have Boston too, or did you have someone else? Carolina?
No. I think my main team, I can't actually even remember. I want to say it was Edmonton, but I don't even remember.
But you said Jets. I had Oilers over Rangers, and that did not end well for me. I am never going to root for Edmonton again. I have rooted for Edmonton the past 2 years, and they have not won me anything, so I'm never going to root for them again. Now watch me next year be like, oh yeah, Edmonton's gonna win the cup, or watch them win the cup next year. Now that I'm not rooting for them, one of the two things. But yeah, so moral of the story for all of our predictions, didn't take us too long to do that, but moral of the story, we're all dumb. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year will be better, but yeah, we didn't look very smart this year. We'll move into news and headlines, and I wanted to bring up something first here that Carter wanted to talk about. The Winnipeg Ice are relocating to Wenatchee, Washington, if I said that correct. They're going to be named the Wenatchee Wild. And Carter actually lives in the Winnipeg area. He's been to many Ice games. Don't you, like, work somewhere where, like, the team plays at or played at?
Yeah, so like where I actually work, they this year took over the merchandise for them, and yeah, now it's not looking too hot, especially because we just got a whole bunch of stuff that came in, literally I think like a few days ago.
You wanna send some over?
No, you can get it on Ice Gear Shop online.
It better be discounted. Because
Oh, it's discounted, buddy. It's discounted. Get on that.
oh boy,
So
maybe I should. I'll buy one for
yeah.
Jack too. Let's run it. Half
So
off. I'll buy 2 for the price of 1.
It's like more than half on some things.
Oh man, send me the link after the pod. I'm gonna have to check that out. But anyway, continue. I want to know your thoughts on this because you were fuming when the news came out.
yeah. So basically, we got the Winnipeg Ice, I think, probably in 2019, 2018, somewhere around there. So they've only been here for 5 years. The main cause of that is the fact that they were not able to build an arena. The issue with that is I'm pretty sure True North or the Winnipeg Jets or some form of team that works at Canada Life or anything like that, they did not allow an arena above, I think it was 4,500 or 5,000, and the Ice wanted, I think, 5.5 or something like that, somewhere within the Winnipeg area. So they were not able to
Why couldn't they just play in the Jets arena? Sorry to interrupt you, but why couldn't they just play?
No,
in the
you're
Jets
good.
arena?
I have no idea why they couldn't do that. It's probably got something to do with the fact that having three ice hockey teams.
Because
we got the Moose as well.
Moose play there too, not just the Jets.
Yeah, so we have the Moose as well. So having 3 hockey teams play out of the same arena would be pretty chaotic. So when they came here, they basically were playing out of our universities, the University of Manitoba's arena. They were playing out of there. And funny story, I'm pretty sure they were playing, I can't remember what team it was, but they were playing a team, and I was moving like our merchandise like rack or whatever like that, and I was moving by, and I'm walking by, and 2 players on the opposing team walk up, and they're like, "This is a pretty shit barn, eh?" So all I had to do was just smile and nod my head, like, "Yeah, I know." So yeah, they had to play in that, and so I don't know exactly like the full details to this, but all I know is they were trying to find a way to build an arena, and if they couldn't get an arena built, they were going to be screwed and would not, and they were pretty much going to be moved. So I was like, this has been a story that's been, at least in Winnipeg, that's been going on throughout the entire year of when are the Winnipeg Ice going to move, and it kind of sucks because I actually, honestly, WHL games are actually quite fun. I do enjoy.
I wanted to go to one, but I live on the East Coast, so I could never do that.
Yeah, no, definitely. WHL games are really fun to watch. If you guys ever have the chance to go watch one, go watch one. It's especially great when you see generational prospects like Connor Bedard. So yeah, and then another thing, when they moved to Washington, apparently the guy, he owned a team in the BCHL, which I think is the British Columbia Hockey League.
Yeah.
He completely took all the naming rights, all the facilities, and everything from that, and moved it to his WHL team. So all those players on his BCHL team, his BCHL staff, I'm pretty sure, are all kind of screwed. They got to go find new teams. So not only are we without a team, but some of those guys in the BCHL don't actually have they got to go find a team to play on. So it's kind of tough. So okay, sorry. So yeah. So I take back what I said. So it was actually they wanted a True North, when they bought the Jets, they made the city sign a contract that no one else could have a rink above 4,000, and the Ice wanted 4,500. So an extra 500 people packed in that arena would have been nice, but was it worth it? Because now Winnipeg's without the WHL team, and so I don't exactly know like the full story behind it, but from as far as what I've been told, what I've heard, and everything like that, that is the situation we are living in. So, yeah, Winnipeg.
Here's the thing with me. I think it's weird because we saw something, and I think we even talked about this in the podcast, how Winnipeg season ticket holders were pretty much like begging people to buy their season tickets and all these poor experiences that were brought up with that. This feels weird to me. I feel like the Winnipeg Ice moving is foreshadowing what's to come. I'm a little bit worried for you, Carter. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and especially with the Jets being in a questionable spot. They may be going towards a rebuild. They may be trading away, Scheifele, Dubois, and Hellebuck, or they probably will be most likely. It does not look good for season tickets. It does not look good for revenue, and especially since they play in the lowest populated city, it's not very good. It's not looking good at all. And I saw a video where it was like, could we see Winnipeg go from 3 NHL teams to 0, or 3 hockey teams to 0? And I think it's very possible. Honestly, if things keep going the way they are, I think it's definitely possible. Even though Winnipeg, I think, at heart is a hockey city, they've just been facing some mediocrity for the past couple of years. And it's unfortunate, but teams go through it. So, do you have any more thoughts on that, Carter, or can we move on?
No, but now you brought me really sad bringing up the fact that we could have 0. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what video you're referring to. It's the one from Bartner.
It is.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Point
Yeah, that actually like that actually baffles me because we went from having the Winnipeg Jets to getting the Manitoba Moose to getting the Winnipeg Ice, and now I think it's just going to become a domino effect. Like we're going to lose the Ice as we already have. We're going to lose the Moose, and we're going to lose the Jets. And I think if we have that, I don't know where I'm going to live anymore. I don't think I can live in Winnipeg.
Really?
I'm not going to... I'll be honest. I don't know if I could because I like as much as I love Winnipeg and everything like that, like I can't watch a live hockey game. Like that sucks, right? Like that's awful. Like a game that I love more than anything in the world is going to be taken away from me in a place that I can't even watch it live. If I want to watch it live, I'm going to have to go fly somewhere. I'm going to have to drive to Minnesota, which would not be that bad, but still, I don't want to drive like 5 hours to go watch a Jets game and then drive 5 hours back. Like that's
we have an
just
extra bedroom here in PA. We have an extra bedroom here in PA.
I will be there tomorrow.
All right, we'll move on here. The New Jersey Devils have re-signed Jesper Bratt to an 8-year, $7.875 million extension. Very good contract. Honestly, when you look at that first line of Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, and I can't think of the other person. I forget who it is. Who's the other person? They're all signed. Someone else is signed to. All 3 are signed to really good contracts, all
Heischer?
below $8 million. It might be Heischer.
I think it's Heischer.
I think it might be Heischer. I remember seeing like a post about it, being them all being signed really low contracts. It's really good. Ethan Bear has suffered a IIHF shoulder surgery, and he is going to miss 6 months. Not good there for the Canucks. The Dallas Stars have re-signed Matt Murray to a 1-year, $775K extension, and not the Matt Murray in Toronto. The Vancouver Canucks have bought out Oliver Ekman-Larsson's contract. His deal actually goes way longer than I thought it was going. I thought it was. It's up till 2031, but now, of course, it's not at all. But they will be paying him some money throughout this next couple of years. Milan Lucic will test the free agent market on July 1st. I think he's done. He's like 35 years old. He's going to retire. Looking at some other stuff here, the Hall of Fame inductees have officially been announced. Congratulations to Henrik Lundqvist, Caroline Ouellette, Tom Barrasso, Pierre Turgeon, Mike Vernon, Ken Hitchcock, Pierre Lacroix, and that's it. Congratulations to all those people on making the Hall of Fame this year for 2023. Some of the notable non-inductees are Alex McGillney, Rod Brindamore, Keith Kachuk, Henrik Zetterberg, Jennifer Botterill, Patrick Ilias, and Rick Nash. And then moving on into trending players, Phil Kessel is a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. That's that. Bruce Cassidy, the next one that I wanted to talk about. And this is funny. Bruce Cassidy's comeback. On June 12th, 2019, Cassidy lost Game 7 of the Cup Finals against the St. Louis Blues. June 12th, 2022, he was fired by the Boston Bruins. And June 13th, 2023, he wins the Stanley Cup. So, thought that was a pretty cool stat. And with that, it's time for Jack Polko's Guess a Player. Week number what? 4? Feels like it should be like week 8 at this point, but week number 4. Me and Carter are 0-3. However, Carter, why are you raising your hand?
Oh, I was gonna ask, has the board of governors of Jack's Guess a Player granted us each an extra guess?
Yes, we
Yes,
now
sir.
have 6 guesses,
Okay.
including a final guess that we can give. So, me and Carter, we actually didn't talk before this, but I think now that we have 6 questions, we have an absolutely huge advantage over Jack. Jack's going to need to pray if he's going to keep this 0-3 record keep going. All right, Jack, do you
I
have your
got this.
player
I
in
got
mind?
this. I do.
Okay. Carter, I'll let you go first.
Alrighty, Jack. How's your day been?
Been good.
Been good? That's good to know.
Yep.
Alrighty, Jack. Now, I know you. I know
Okay.
your player is in the Western Conference.
Yep.
All right.
Very good. Very good.
I know the division, too.
Was your player, or what was your player? Is your
You're
player
gonna go for the guess
on-
right away.
What?
Are you gonna go for the guess right away?
Is your player on a playoff team this year?
Yes, he was.
Okay. And narrows it down. Carter, you're next.
Alrighty, Jack. As I said, I know exactly what division you picked as well.
Okay.
Oh, Christ.
Now, if we've gone through everything, you've picked every division except the Central. Is he in the Central?
No.
So he's in the
All right, that's okay,
Pacific
though.
then, all right.
Dude, how did you know that? Dang, you were studying.
Hey, I've watched every single episode, man. I've been dialed.
Wow. I'm impressed.
So he can be on
Edmonton, LA, Vegas, Seattle.
Okay. I'm going to throw you this little curveball.
Okay.
Was your team on a team that got eliminated?
What's
in the
your
second-
team on the team?
Was your player on a team that got eliminated in the second round?
Yes.
Okay, that cuts it in half. It's either Edmonton or Seattle.
Yeah. Okay.
My second question. We got two more, Carter.
Jack.
Yes.
Is your player's jersey number higher than 50?
I have to look this up really quick.
Gotta Google it. He doesn't know.
Okay, what was it?
Is your player's jersey number higher than 50?
No.
Carter, this is a dumb
That was
question.
actually not
Why
that
did you
good.
ask that?
Yeah, no, I think you just threw it away there.
No, I didn't. Because now I know it's not Connor McDavid. There's actually a lot of high
Yeah.
jersey numbers on Seattle, though. Okay, wait, so it's lower than 50?
Yeah, it's lower than 50.
Okay.
Let me look at these teams real quick.
Yeah, let me check Jack's search history.
Let me go on my hacking site and let's take a look.
Oh, yeah, nice one.
All right.
I should have just asked if he's on Edmonton.
Yeah, why'd you ask that? Because then we would have narrowed it down to Seattle and I would have been like, oh, is he a forward? Instead, he had to ask, is his jersey number above 50? Like, dude,
Yeah,
you
probably
should
should
have
have done
time.
that.
I'll still get it right.
Jack, we're fucked. Or Jack, I'm fucked.
No, we're not.
Shit, what do I say?
Should we just get the team?
Jack, is your player a forward?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
that makes it easier. A little bit.
Not really.
All right, we got our final guess. Carter, I need you to cook.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh, this is actually stressful. I'm actually like stressing hard right now. Okay. I need to take a quick look at these rosters here. Nord, I don't know if you have a guess or not, but if you have a guess, I'd go now.
I don't have a guess. I'm going to go off of what you say. Or I'm going to go off of whoever you say and see what Jack reacts with.
Okay. I think
Oh shit! I dropped my phone. Alright, I need you to cook, man.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here.
All right.
Jack, is your player Zach Hyman?
No.
Fuck!
Is he on Edmonton? Can you answer that question for me?
I guess I can answer that. No, he's not.
Oh, I was not even close. All right, well, it's Warren Fogle.
Jack, I feel like you're gonna go with it. Is your player Matty Beniers?
No.
McCann?
Jordan Eberle.
Oh, yeah, no, was not gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Carter,
Yep.
You could have done the same thing, though. You could have said
I
four.
was doing fine.
That's
I was doing
boys.
fine because you know what? Then you could have been like, is he on Edmonton? He would have said no. Then I would have asked, is he a forward? He would have said yes, and then we would have had those players to go off of. We would have had much better guessed options.
Dang.
Hey, with a low jersey number, we're probably looking at a forward, though.
True.
Well, Matty Beniers is 10, so you know, I thought Carter would go. Or I didn't know Jack knew who Jordan Eberle was.
Of course I do.
Okay, all right. Oh, God damn it. Another failed week.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm hopping on Hurdle after this, and I'm grinding this out. 3 hours of Hurdle Unlimited.
I love that game.
All right. Final topic we have. We don't have a lot today. This is probably gonna be another shorter podcast. A lot of our podcasts have been like over an hour lately, which has been crazy. Even the one with me and Carter, we were just like rambling for like 20 minutes. So
yeah, we were just talking about the Flyers. It's kind of awesome.
I mean, we could do that with no Jack here, but
honestly, we could still do that because we can talk about how the Flyers only have one untouchable and Cutter Gauthier. We can talk about the Flyers' new logos. Oh, there's so much stuff.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. We'll bring that up right now. The Flyers released new jerseys. How do we think of them?
They're not that much different, but I like them.
I think they're okay.
The only thing I don't like is like the side number, how it's just a solid color. I don't like that.
Yeah, it looks weird. We're still gonna suck. It doesn't make a difference. But hey,
honestly, the only jersey I like, go.
We might as well look good while we do it.
Yeah, honestly, the only jersey of like the home and away that I'd actually like, not including the alternate, is probably the white one. I actually don't mind the white one.
Yeah, I like the black alternate too. That's one of that I need to get that eventually. That is one that I plan on getting. All right, mock draft time. Who do we have going at number 15 to the Nashville Predators? I'll let Jack go first. Just
Hang on, let me pull up my doc really quick.
Wait, oh yeah, sorry. I accidentally did 16 because I just took all the teams that didn't make the playoffs.
You can say you're 16. I have my 16 here, actually.
Yeah, so do I. Jack, do you have 16?
I got Colby Barlow going 16.
No, I don't. I have 15. Okay.
I have Matthew
so
Wood at
like
15.
for me, like 15 through 10, I've never like really heard of these guys. I just kind of looked them up. But number 15 to the Predators, I have Samuel Hansek.
Carter?
Number 15 to the Nashville Predators, I got Tom Willander, defenseman.
I have Braden Yeager going to the Nashville Predators at 15th.
WHL boy.
Yeah. What is he on the? Oh, he's on Moose Jaw. I can see it right here. 14th overall to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Who do we got?
Matthew Wood.
Carter?
I got Colby Barlow, forward.
I have him going 16th. I have Axel Sandin Pellikka going 15th to 14th to Pittsburgh. Honestly, now looking at it though, maybe Pittsburgh should go out and get a forward, but whatever. All right, 13th to Buffalo. Jack?
I have Tom Willander going to Buffalo.
Ooh. I also have him taking a defenseman, but I got Axel Sandin Pellikka, defenseman. Mainly because Buffalo recently said that they want a defenseman to take the load off Owen Power and Dahlin, so I think they go defenseman.
That's valid. I have Matthew Wood going to Buffalo. Another younger forward prospect there. Keep on acquiring the young guys. 12th to Arizona. Who do we got?
I have Edward Saleh. Love that name.
To Arizona, I got Nate Danielson, forward.
I have Tom Willander, and because I think Arizona, they'll take a forward with that 6th overall pick no matter who they get, but I think at 12th, they're going to take a defenseman, and they're going to go with Willander. Because when you think about it, who's on that blue line for Arizona? Name one person. Name one player.
Shane Gossespear.
No, he's not on there anymore. He's on Carolina.
Yeah, he's not even on the team anymore.
Yeah,
Chikrin.
there's like no one now.
Yeah.
Pretty forgettable blue line. I can only name like one, Moser, and that's pretty much all I can think of on the top of my head.
Clayton Keller, he plays defense.
What?
Clayton Keller, he plays defense.
True. 11th overall to Vancouver.
Axel Sandin-Pellikka.
Carter?
I got, I don't know if it's Gabrielle or Gabriel, but I got a Gabriel Perreault, forward.
I have Oliver Moore going to Vancouver at 11th. 10th overall, St. Louis, moving to the top 10 now.
Nate Danielson to St. Louis.
I got Mr. Winnetashi Wild, Zach Benson.
Really? You have him going to 10th? Man.
To be honest,
I have Danielson as well going to Detroit.
I have him going like really low, mainly because I think he's going to be the Cole Caulfield of this draft, where he's just going to slip. But he has a really good hockey IQ, though.
He has great upside, I think. I have Nate Danielson going 10th overall to St. Louis as well. 9th overall, Detroit.
I have Zach Benson, number 9.
I got Oliver Moore, forward.
I have Dalibor Dvorsky going to Detroit at 9th. 8th overall to Washington.
I have Dalibor Dvorsky going number 8.
I also have Dalibor Dvorsky.
Oh my god!
Nice.
I actually think that Dvorsky could go 8th overall, but I put him at 9th. I have Ryan Becker going to Washington at 8th. 7th, Philadelphia.
Ryan Leonard to Philly.
Carter?
You can call this bias all you want, but I have Mitch Cobb falling to 7.
Oh man. I don't know how I feel about that.
Here's the thing. A lot of people are gonna like hate on it because like, oh, you're just picking that, but like if you look at it, Chicago unanimously like I mean I'll get into it later, but like I don't know, a lot of these teams have holes that they need to fill, and they need to fill them either quick or their rebuild is they're just not looking at that, and or their rebuild is too short for them to take him. But I think the Flyers are in a long-term rebuild, and Mitch Cobb fits them perfectly.
That is valid. I do agree with that. That's a good way to look at it. I'm next, right? I have Zach Benson going to Philadelphia at 7th. I
would not be mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not hate that.
6th overall, Arizona.
David Reinbacher.
Carter?
David Reinbacher!
Oh, you guys definitely correlated before this. Guess who would get? I have Will Smith dropping the 6th to Arizona.
Wow. I'm actually shocked by that.
I'm telling you right now. If Will Smith drops to Arizona, I will not let you guys hear the end of it. Nope. I will lose my shit if we get Will Smith.
I don't think you will. Sadly, I don't think you will.
I don't think we will either, but if we do, if Montreal, because they have surprised people before and just picked off the board, not surprised me. 5th overall, Canadians. We're moving to the top 5 now.
Will Smith, number 5.
I got Ryan Leonard.
I also have Ryan Leonard.
Hey!
4th overall.
Mitch Cobb.
San Jose. Carter?
Will Smith.
I also have Mitch Koff going to San Jose. Columbus at 3. We're into the top 3 now.
I have Carlson, 3.
Leo.
You also have Carlson?
Yeah.
I have Carlson as well. Clean sweep across the board. Carlson.
I think the rest of these are going to be unanimous, right?
Yeah, the rest of these are going to be pretty obvious. 2nd overall, Anaheim. And why is it not Adam Fantin?
Yep, Fantilli.
Fantilli.
Connor Bedard.
Hey, I have been seeing some things though saying that Anaheim could select Michkov at 2.
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't
all
see
I've
why
heard
they
about
would.
him is him dropping.
I've heard about him everywhere. I've heard about him going
Yeah.
as high as 2nd and as low as like 8th.
Yeah.
I've seen him
I
going.
don't. Here's the thing. I don't see a need for Anaheim to take Michkov because I think they are 2 years out of being out of this rebuild, and I think taking a guy who's not going to be here in 3 years is kind of painful. Because I think you want him to be there right at the start of when you're supposed to contend, and I think having him a year after when you guys could end up losing a bunch of guys and that kind of thing like that, I don't see Michkov going at 2. Sadly, I think he should go at 2, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, and at number 1 to Jack's favorite team,
Connor Bedard. 1 week.
No. Sorry, guys. I actually had Gabriel Peralt going first overall, not
Who?
I
actually had Braden Yeager.
All right, we'll see how right we are. This is supposed to be a very deep draft. Chicago, Philadelphia, and Arizona collectively all have 2 first-round picks, so we're gonna have a fun draft this year, guys.
High five, guys! High five! High five! 3, 2, 1. High five! Yeah.
Hopefully our teams will get better in the future, and maybe next season we'll be talking about how maybe one of those 3 teams will make the playoffs. No, we're not. All right. Anyways, that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
I got nothing.
Anything else?
Good
All
to be
right.
back.
Cool. Well, that will conclude episode number 29 of the NordCast. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Next episode will be our free agency preview, regardless if it's before or after the draft. We are going to be doing our free agency preview. Carter looks very excited. It's most likely going to be before the draft, but me and Jack might record 2 episodes in a week and do a draft recap, but whatever. Anyways,
Carter's busy.
Thank y'all for watching. Give us a good review. Episode number 29 is in the books. Next one will be a big one. It's 30. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.